Scorția Claudia, e aici? Ok. Predoiu Andrei, yes. Blaj Vlad. Tripon Carina, ok. Donțu Andrei. Șuvei Alexandra is not here. Danciu Alexia. No? Where is she? Da, Alexia și cu Alexandra, da. Alexia Bobeica este, Alexandra Spătăcean? Ok. Bine, și Vlad Dragnea este, că mi-a zis, da. Bine, în regulă. Voi sunteți primii 10 în ordine, da? Ok, shall we start? We are waiting for the members of the jury to come. Vă mai zic și în continuare, Wells Juliana urmează, apoi Iordache Diana, Proca Georgia, Marțiali Matia, Neagu Denisa, Gurzău Roland, Boghici Anastasia, Bejanaru Serena, Pantaziu Iulia, Prelipceanu Ilinca. Da? Oricum veți fi strigați. Are we ready to start? All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this year's edition of the Speak Out contest. Today, the monologues will start from Haruki Murakami's words. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm's all about. The members of the jury today are Mrs. Diana Lazar, Mrs. Bordea Constanța, and Mrs. Diana Banu. We'll start with grades 9 and 10, and I would like to invite Scorția Claudia to present her monologue. Good luck.
When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what the storm is really about. A guy called Haruki Murakami said this. How can I take seriously what he said when his name makes me want to eat sushi? Anyway, after a few minutes, I was over his funny name and I tried to think about what I had to say. And I couldn't find a thing to say about this quote. What's in the storm? So I said to the teacher, yeah, of course you're not the same person. Now you're just a sad boy or girl with wet clothes trying to reach out. And of course that wasn't the right answer. So the teacher gave me a bad mark because I didn't take it seriously. Anyway, this is how my day started. It was a total mess because of this Haruki and his talk. How was your day? Can I call you later? I just received a very important message from my brother. Thank you, bye. about what I have been doing in the past weeks. I think you remember when I told you about my plans for the future, that I want to open a restaurant with Italian food because you know how much I like cooking pizzas and pasta. So let's start with the beginning. Mom told me that you asked her why have you come home in such an time. Yeah, of course I told her to tell you that I went on a trip with some friends because this is what I told her to tell you. So while I thought I was lying on the beach, I was actually looking desperately for papers which I needed to start this company, which I needed to start this restaurant thing. I think that was the hardest part. All the people from the city hall were so cruel. There were so many angry looks. They were all judging me and tried to convince me to let this business go. So even though these people didn't help me to go through this storm, and many days I thought about giving up. Mom and Dad have been calling me and trying to convince me to let this business. Mom and Dad have been calling me every night and encouraged me to do what I love. So I succeeded. I had found easily the place. I think you remember that cafe where you used to go when you visited me, the one that you loved so much because of the architecture, but they weren't very good at making coffee and it was always empty. So I don't think it's such a surprise that it was bankrupt. One day while I was on my way to college, I saw the sign for sale, and from that moment I done anything I could to fulfill my dreams. So after 2 weeks of fighting for my dreams with thousands like me, when I thought all the hard work passed, the old owner of the cafe came and told me that he wants his place back. I lost 1 week trying to find a good lawyer which could help me to keep my place. So after I came back to work, I had to do just funny things like inventing new soups, pizzas, or pastas, and trying to improve the classic ones. What I wanted to keep in mind from my experience is that it was hard, but at the end I felt very proud of myself and a little bit more mature and wiser. And I think that was the purpose of those obstacles, to transform me into a better man and a successful chief and businessman, I hope. So if you want to, we can talk more when we meet. And as I said before, I succeeded in my dreams. So this Saturday is the big opening, and I want you all to be there when I come to the room. Hi, I'm so glad to hear the good news. I'll talk to Mom and Dad when they come back from work. I'm so glad you could beat the storm. Yeah. Wait, have you said that the storm has changed you, or you're not the same person when you come out of the rain? Thank you. I really have to write something. Bye. See you on Saturday. Hi, Haley. Now I know what Haruki tried to say. I will write such a great essay, and the teacher will be so impressed. Gotta go. Bye.
Andrei Predoiu, please come onto the stage.
Life, for us people, is very important, and we must live it as it is, with good and bad things of it. I'm Andrei Predoiu. Although I'm 15 years old, I can say that a few storms have passed in my life. When I was a little boy, I liked doing sports. I practiced swimming, ski, basketball, and tennis. I was 6 years old, and I was told that I was one of the best in the club where I practiced. The results from the match I played in made me think I was a very good person, a very good tennis player. But this happened until one day, when I was in a competition in Liceu, and I entered in the court with much optimism and much trust in me, but the opponent destroyed me. The minutes on the court were like a storm. Every strike that the opponent charged me was like a lightning. Every mark point was like a thunder. Did not even give me a chance to be better than him. My tears were like a heavy and heavy droplets that hit my soul. The negative things we do give us a clear picture of future choices. Yes, that game was a storm that I came up changed by, with my head up and much optimism in me. To all this, you must add much work and confidence in you. Another storm in my life was when I discovered that one of my best friends started bullying me in online environments. He made a group on social networks named Andrei and started writing bad things about me. I was very destroyed by that thing. He was one of my best friends. Luckily, my colleagues were with me. They realized that so-called friend was envious of me, was envious of my achievements, of the fact that I was doing sport or going to various school competitions and not allocating all my time to him. Yes, I managed to get out of the storm with my head up, with that I believe in my powers. I understand that a true friend does not hinder you, but supports you in everything you do. Now I take care when I choose a friend. We meet storms all the way. In some, we do want to enter. In others, they came up and without our desire. On the deck of our souls, we are the captain of the ship. We decide the route, both on storms and on sunny weather. We give hope to the mates to save the ship from the storm or to choose to sink. In life, we are sweet and sour. We are happy with our sweetness, but sad with our sourness. But we have to be optimistic. Let's get over the difficulties of the life and our forehead up. Learn from them, and always, when life gives you lemon, let's make a lemon. Thank you.
I would like to invite Blaj Vlad to present his monologue, and Tribon Karina, please prepare.
My name is Heikul Flor, and I've been in a storm, a very long one. It started 6 years ago when my parents had passed away. Suddenly, I was a 19-year-old man left alone in the world. From that moment on, I wasn't myself anymore. Everything was darker. I wasn't able to see a purpose in life anymore. I was overwhelmed by my emotions. Anger, I wanted to tear apart everything that was related to them, but even the words remembered me of them. Depression, I pushed everybody away from me, including myself and my friends. Fear, I was afraid of meeting someone, beginning to take care of him and lost him again. And denying that I was staying late in the evening, waiting for them to come home. To suppress this, overwhelming emotions, I started racing. But every time I needed more and more and more, until I found a ground for holy calm. I wait, the next thing I remember was me in a hospital bed, sober for the first time in the last 5 years. 5 years. I was sent to rehab. What made me go, just God knows, but I'm happy that it happened because there I met and fell in love with Emily. Ever since, we've been helping out each other with our personal problems. From this long and traumatic experience, I've learned two things. One, the store has one purpose, to change, to define and shape. And the second thing is that the storm is not an event that started it, and rather how you face it, how you deal with it. You can stand, accept the head, and stop it, or you can run away from it, intensifying it, making it worse. The only reason I'm telling you this is because I hope you won't make the same mistakes as me. I have to go now, and it's waiting for me. We are going to a local supermarket. Thank you.
Karina Tripon. And next is going to be Andrei Donzu. Please prepare, Andrei.
The storm, the thunderclouds, the cold and heavy rain, and all those lightnings. The definition of a perfect disaster. But that's not all. The storm has plenty of meanings, like pain, destruction, misery, or maybe just a harmless and simple force of nature. But let me give you an example of what's the best meaning this word storm could take. Well, think about the war. All those soldiers losing their arms, legs, fingers, or even their lives. Think about all the pain they are going through when they survive. They have lost their people, their family, their friends. Think about all the people they have killed, all the blood on their hands. They need particular help, like months or even years of therapy. Besides, just think about all the suffering and pain, all the thoughts after the battle, and just focus on it. When those people, those strong and fearless men, are going through this real battle, they will never be the same. No one will. This is the deal with it. You walk into the rain, assuming the risk that you will never be the same person after you come out. But yes, it's not always your own choice. You have to accept it anyway and try to make it work. Give it your best shot and it will count over the years. If you do the best you can, you'll be someone, a person that will be recognized and appreciated by everyone. You know what they say, the greater the storm, the brighter the rainbow. So, yeah, trust me, we all can make it, and we all can make it through. It is tough, but so are you. After all, there are some things that you can only learn in the storm.
Andrei Donso and Alexia Bobejka, please prepare.
I enter in this competition with nothing in my mind. Like all that thing starts, I put a signature on a paper. Like all bad things start, like marriage, like everything you want. Like all students do, I go on Google. I look there as an unknown site. They say it's Wikipedia. That site is something bigger and something never seen. That site helped me to find what's a storm. A storm is something very strange. So I don't understand anything. So after 2 hours, when I watch a movie, I realize something. That isn't a normal storm. There's something very strange, like physics hours. That storm is a real world. That world isn't outside of you, it's inside you. That world is between two big forces that control you and tell you what to do. That world is between heart and mind. When your mind say, go there, because you will help someone. My heart say, no, you need to remain here. That is a real storm. The storm isn't something about thunders and lightnings. The storm is something, a word. That word can be everything you want. That word can be a word, a normal word, for example. Or can be something unknown for you till 10 of years till you realize something. Like, for example, the story of the boat, who was told by my college students, my classmates, I don't know. That say that the storm is something more. That can be a ship in a storm, in a normal storm. That can be a person in a war who lost his heart and will come home, change forever. But for me, that storm is something more. That storm is my everyday life. Because when I come at school and see Miss Tanasescu coming in my class, I realize something will be changed at the end of an hour, or something else. Whether biology, Miss Vladu, come in my class and say, take a paper from your class from your notebook and say, first exercise. So these everyday things change your life forever, because you will not be the same as 3 minutes ago, I don't know. Yes. Will not be the same as I came here, as you will not be the same as you will go out on that door. So, I understand something, that you need to make your life every day a storm, because that storm will hurt you, will destroy you. But that scratch on your skin will be a great story to tell your grandkids and your grandkids and your whole family to be proud of. And at the end, I am quite full of these storms. I want to go to a storm. That storm is a shower, so I will change forever the way I smell. Thanks!
Alexia Bobejka and Alexandra Spotachan, please prepare.
One day, something unexpected happened. I was getting out of school, and one of my friends was across the street. So she waves at me, and she tells me to come over to her. Then I was on my phone, and I couldn't look for the car. And I got hit by one. The next thing I remember is that I was on a hospital bed, and all I could see was my mom screaming, crying. Then I felt very exhausted. So I just closed my eyes. Then when I woke up, I couldn't see my legs or my face. It was like I didn't have a body. I was super scared. Then I hear a voice screaming, "You are sick, but you died before your turn." Then this person or spirit or I don't know what it is, grabbed me and shows me my dead body. It was my body, but I wasn't in there. My mom was sitting by it and she was crying, whispered. And I was trying to talk to her. "Mom, I'm here. Can you see me? Can you hear me?" But she couldn't. Then he grabs me and shows me the hole where my friends were crying. That was the moment I understood how much he cared about me. It's feeling so bad how I was through that. So I beg him to give me another chance. And he tells me, "I'll give you another chance, but you have to change." So he makes me wake up back in my body. My mom was so happy. She was so hard. And then my friends came to me. They were so happy to see that I'm alive. I told them how sorry I was, and I promised them that I will never do this thing again. And I will be very grateful. Thank you.
Alexandra Paluzzano. Vladimir, please prepare.
The Lord's a remarkable place, isn't it? A place full of spectacular views and such a wonderful sky. Oh, the sky. I love watching the night sky full of stars or the blue sky of the summer with a big fireball on it. I like it in the sky before a storm. You know, that sky with thunderclouds on it. Each and every one of us who experience a storm knows that when we come out of the storm, we won't be the same person who walked in. For example, let's take a tulip. Before a storm, it stands right. But after a storm, no matter if the tulip is a weak one or a strong one, it will be crushed by the power of the storm. And I think that this thing is very sad because that tulip could be a person. It could be me, it could be you. And for sure, we will not be the same. So I'm asking you, why are we causing the storm? Why are we doing this? Why are we be the storm? A lot of people are bullying, are destroying lives. And what do? We close our eyes, go straight ahead and never look back, instead of trying to help, to stop that storm. I want to tell you something. When you have to go outside and it's raining, thundering, lightning, shortly there's a storm. What do you take with you? And now you're gonna be like,
God, of course I'm taking with me an umbrella. But now, I'm gonna explain you that this umbrella means everything. It's your family, your friends, your passions, all you love. And they're protecting you from bad things. So that's why we should appreciate more that umbrella and not calling it stupid every time you find it. And I know you're saying this because everybody's telling it. And I want to tell you one more thing. We should stop judging so much. When we see something different, we see it's weird. Well, I think it's unique. And we should support each other, not denigrate. Because each one of us has something special and we don't have to start a storm just to destroy that thing. But even if we want it or not, in life we will go through storms. We just have to be strong enough to go over and don't let the storm change us so much. Because, yeah, unfortunately it will change us. But I think that it's more important to remember that after a storm, the sun will always rise up. Thank you.
Vlad Dragna and next Wells Juliana, please prepare.
Storms, they are beautiful, but why? Powerful, but unbiased. What I mean is, even though something like a tornado or a monsoon destroys everything in its path, it doesn't choose its victims. It doesn't hate nor favor. The largest and the most powerful storm is human life itself. It is absolutely impartial and incredibly unfair. What people call luck is nothing more than the mood of this storm. Does it throw your entire house at you? You've got bad luck. Does it feel like a gentle morning breeze? Dame Fortune is smiling on you. Even so, a storm is a storm, and it must be taken seriously. Even more so when it is your own life. You wouldn't play with an angry tornado now, would you? However, these are things that we learn. Some of us slower, some quicker, some not at all. As we run the gauntlet of life, the storms that we encounter shape our future and change our vision on the past. Early on in our existence, the only evidence of this magnificent trial by storm are the distant thunders, with maybe an occasional sprinkling of thin rain. The experience that we earn from this mild rain rewards us with an umbrella. Some are wise, and so the umbrella is made of wood, so that the next storm, with its petrifying bolts of light, does not hurt as bad. The rest, however, gets struck badly when the first real challenges of life appear. That shock awakens the brain to let it know that the trial period has passed. The next lightning, aiming for the height, might bring with it rolling thunder and heavy rain, but it may also bring peace and quiet, as new and powerful feelings flood the soul, engulfing very often the brain as well. This battle of the elements may never quieten inside the hearts of some, for these are the heartbroken. Others transform their storms with skill, patience, and experience gained from their very own storms into sun-filled skies, which then joy right until their final lightning soars among the clouds. Others forge their storms into power-hungry, soul-tiring, and stone-crushing cyclones, embracing their stormy age, becoming one with the tumults. Few are those who manage to suppress the storms inside and forget about them, until the sudden and very sad, at least to me, realization that the beauty, the wild, and the unexpected of the storm is never coming back. So, what should you do? Enjoy your storm while it lasts, and do not forget, someone, somewhere, has a worse storm than yours.
Whilst Juliana Petra, Iordache Diana, please prepare your model.
September 1st, 1989. Dear Dad, I believe I'm a good person. You know, I think this good in everyone, but here we are, first day of senior year. And I look around at these kids that I've known all my life and ask myself, what happened? Was that okay? Yeah? Okay, that's a wrap then. Okay, see you at the premiere. Great, great. Thank you, you too. See you then. Hey, I really love your film. I really relate to your character. Thanks. Hi, I absolutely love your movie. You're a great actress. I really identify with Veronica. I also got really in school. Well, glad she liked it, but I'm not sure if I'm happy she can relate or if I'm just sorry for her. Hi, Dad. What you saw earlier was the beginning of the film Headaches. It will be great when it comes out, I promise. In the movie, Veronica, the main character, goes through things that sadly are experienced by many high school kids in today's day and age. Things like breakups, bullying, losing contact with their best friends from childhood, trying to be one of the popular kids, and even issues dealing with suicide. Her whole senior year is just one big storm that doesn't seem to end. And even when it does, the consequences of it are vast. None of the characters are the same by the end of the film. But you know, this movie got me thinking, about life and stuff. You see, as you've gathered, I'm an actress. So I've lived many lives, each one entirely different from the one before it. And honestly, it's great. I know plenty of people would love being in my position. But still, it's not all in black and white. Just look at it this way. One film can take up to 4, 5, or even 6 months to shoot, okay? That's more than half of a school year. And that's only one movie. Imagine 2 or 3, maybe not immediately one after the other, but still. 12 months is a big chunk of my high school experience gone, just like that. Hence, I'm an actress, can't really identify with my own characters. These experiences are almost alien to me. The roles I play, they aren't even my life. Just imagine this scenario. Imagine living your life by somebody else's rules and regulations. Everything you do is conducted by words written on a piece of paper. The only power you do have is the interpretation of those words. It is wondering what the writer really wanted you to do and if you even agree with his wishes. You'd go crazy, wouldn't you? Well, that's movies for you. Of course, I'm exaggerating a bit, okay, a lot, but it's still frustrating. It's as if I'm the figurative character in my own story. People always go through their own storms and then complain about them, and that's understandable. My complaint is that I feel that my life exists within the boundaries of a made-up character. The storms I go through aren't mine, they aren't even real. It's as if life is running ahead without me. But then, what if it's my fault? What if I'm not the one letting actions take place? What if I'm so afraid of change that the moment I see grey clouds on the horizon, I hide in someone else's life, knowing all along that the script will save me in the end? What if, after so many lives, without genuine uncertainty regarding my future, what if now I'm scared of all the unpredictability that the storm brings? Hi, I've been watching your show for quite some time now. This sounds crazy, but it actually helped me get through a difficult period in my life. Your character started going through similar stuff, and I discovered how we had coped, not to cope at all. Coping implies that we pretend that absolutely nothing has changed. Instead, Veronica, your character, became the storm itself, changing, adapting to a new situation. We aren't meant to go through storms unscathed. They exist to change us, and we exist to change the world we live in. Storms come and go. Some are simple summer rains that are welcome after a hot summer, and some others, they come with thunder and lightning, and we simply have to fight through them. But there is, however, one constant: us. We are a storm, each and every one of us. You might think that we are just actors playing in somebody else's drama, but we are always the main character in our own movie. We are constantly changing, but that doesn't need to scare us. Storms help us evolve. You might think that they're coming from afar, but they're coming from inside all of us. Let it change you. Just close your eyes and slowly walk through it. Because that's what this storm is all about.
And I would like Proca Georgian to prepare.
Bombs! Bombs! I have to go. I have to go. Where the evil can't reach me anymore. Far away from bombs, bullets, despair, death. Also strength within myself. Strength to start everything all over again. To run from the shame. To have wings. To fly over the stereotypes. I want a country where I belong. I want freedom. Freedom to think. To be a part of the civilized world. Can I find all of these things here with you? No? No? No. Why? Why can't I find my happiness? Why can't I find my faith? Why doesn't anyone want me? Why does everyone run away from me? Do they really understand my struggle? My suffering? Do they really know how it is to see death all around you? How it is to see your loved ones being killed by bullets and bombs? Yes, we are all different. But in our chest is the same heart, the same love. And love doesn't have color, doesn't have religion,
and it doesn't have borders. And maybe somewhere, someone will understand me and will open their heart to welcome mine. Would you, kind soul? Or you, wonderful person? I want to be like you. I want to be able to dream. Migration drove me down this bumpy road. I fell and smelled the soil. But I got up and sensed the clouds. I'm a bird flying in the breeze, lost over the unknown earth. Don't stop and ask me questions. Look into my eyes and feel my soul. I came out of the storm and I won't ever be the same person who walked in it again. I feel freedom and peace all around me. I finally feel alive. I will let go the fear and shame and the sadness. I want to feel happiness. I want to be like you. I will try to learn your customs and traditions, but in my soul, I will always keep mine. I will never forget the suffering that I've gone through. Life is beautiful, and everyone has the right to be happy. I will let my dreams fly, and my heart will always be there with my brothers and sisters. And maybe someday I'll be able to change the mentalities and the stereotypes. There will be peace between people and for those left there.
Proca Georgia and Marziali Mattia, please prepare.
You don't remember it. Then let me tell you. I think if I'm not mistaken, 7 sunrises ago. Yeah, 7 sunrises ago. But you see, the sun didn't rise. So I woke up because of the most terrible storm that's ever existed. And my God, what a nightmare it was. The whole landscape, gray, just dark around. The sky ripped apart. I thought maybe he was upset. Maybe we did something to upset him. But then I thought, where did the sun go? I started to panic and what came
came into my mind was that maybe we upset him and not the sky, and that I'll never see the sun again, and maybe the sky cried because he missed the sun too. Everything was spinning. Water drops fell from the sky. Some of them even had ice in them. And when they hit you, it's painful. So painful. But what did we do? I don't remember being rude or behaving badly in any way. Suddenly, I take a look around and what do I see? All my sisters, all my fellow sunflowers standing on the ground. The storm took me down. I start crying so bad that I feel just how my heart rips apart, just like the sky did. And in that moment, I feel that the storm is not only on the outside, it's in me as well. But then, my stomach starts aching so bad. So, I close my eyes, and I fall on the ground. And they're all black. I don't know for how long I waited and lay down there. But when I woke up, the sun was back. And some flowers were back up as well. So I prayed that the sun would raise me again. But soon my stomach started feeling stronger, and in no time I was up. And now I think that maybe the sun didn't help me so much, and that I recovered on my own from the storm. And yeah, maybe now I've lost some petals, but I'm strong now, no? Oh, I'm sorry. I rolled away when I talk too much. But yeah, that's the storm story. But wait, is that the storm approaching? I guess I'm ready if it comes. If I survive the guns, I think I can go home right now. Don't you?
Marțiali Mattia and Neagu Denisa is going to be next.
When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. And that's what the storm is all about. Before you start getting mad at me for starting my monologue with the quote I'm supposed to interpret, stop and think about it. They're quite interesting words, aren't they? It's not quite a far-fetched idea to compare life to a storm if you think about it. What is life? It's not a series of random events that happen beyond our control. I mean, us petty humans can try to understand them, read into the future with our minds, our hands, our sun, the sky, God knows what. But at the end of the day, it's all random. There is no meaning to life. However, we can look at this quote in another angle and think about life as a way of self-improving and overcoming hurdles one after the next. It's very important to realize that if you've got family, if you've got kids, if you've got anything, one cousin that owes you money from 7 years ago, it's very important to tell them that you love them, how precious they are to you, why they mean so much to you. Because it's very important to remember that at the end of the day, tomorrow is not a promise, it's a hope.
Neagu Denisa and then Gurzău Roland.
You see, when I first read this quote, I thought of a kite. Maybe we are the kite, and our life is the sky. And there are rainy and stormy and sunny days, and we have to face them all, no matter when, no matter how. And maybe the lightning strikes us, and our fate is all our decision. We may choose to fall, or we may choose to get over it and continue to fly. Now, all of these may sound like a metaphor, just some poetic words that sound fancy once put together. Or maybe it's just the way life works. Well, you see, speaking about this falling thing, it may sound strange or way too philosophical, but it's not. It's just how we are. And it's all a matter of perception. You know what they say, when the front door closes in your face, you may take the back door. Now these words remind me of a friend of mine. Her name is Anne and she's 22. At the age of 19, she was diagnosed with cancer. You can imagine how devastating the news was for both her family and her friends. Of course she tried different cures, but her chances were still very low. Although her doctor told her she had very few days left, she was always so optimistic. She always tried to see the bright side in everything. The days were passing. The blood tests were always the same. Until one day when, all of a blur, they changed. And they kept changing. And suddenly the doctors had to change their opinion. And chances were increasing every day. She was getting better. A few weeks later, her recovery was complete, and she was finally fine. Nevertheless, at some point she changed. She was not the same as I knew. She changed into a better version of her, I would say. Before she found out about this illness, she used to be a pretty materialistic person. She would always spend lots of money on useless things. But now she's different. She says she realized that she was appreciating the wrong things in her life. And she got to believe that this illness was given to her to make her realize it. Now, instead of spending lots of money, she spends way more time with her family and friends and tries to create as many nice memories as she can. She even has an album where she keeps lots and lots of lovely pictures. It's her way of reviewing her life day by day and wake up those emotions that give meaning to life. Maybe the storm itself might indicate something bad, a tough period in our life, some obstacles. But as I said before, it's all a matter of perception. It might also be seen as a second chance. Our lives depend and change are influenced by people around us. And it's in our nature to adapt on each and every situation. Hard situations only make us stronger and overcome our limits. Step by step, we change ourselves. I think this phenomenon should be called a summer rain. It does not have the power of the storm, but it is able to change us gradually. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of storm we have to face. It's always better and easier to have someone here next to us, someone we can share an umbrella or a warm coat. Thank you.
Gurzo Roland and then Bogic Anastasia.
Hello everybody. I will start my presentation with that quote. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person walking. That is what the storm is all about. Honestly, I started my presentation with the quote, to get those sweet 5 seconds to get to the minimum 3 minutes of the presentation. So, let's see what the quote means. Honestly, when you come out of the store, you are really wet and sad, usually. Thank you, this was all my presentation. Wait, I think that there is a metaphor to this question. A metaphor for school. Because honestly, when you come out of the store, or when you come out of school, you are not the same person who walked in. Or maybe a metaphor for life. Life is the condition who separates living animals and plants from inorganic matter. And some people describe life as a short period of time between birth and total oblivion. I myself see life as the most beautiful thing that exists, or will ever exist. So, if life is beautiful, then why is it associated with a storm? Because exactly as a storm, life can be predicted 100%. It's really impressive. And believe me when I say we try to predict life. We try tarot cards, hand reading, and many more. Some methods even more scientifically accurate, like with lots of numbers and calculations. A storm changes the area that it takes place in, exactly as life changes people. So, life is about becoming a better yourself and improving. Every time you go through life, which is one time honestly, you become smarter, stronger, and more experienced. If every time you end a chapter of your life, you improve yourself to go survive the next mini storm. And the thing about life is that it's different for everybody. Sometimes it's really good, and sometimes it goes downhill. It's not really good. And even though it's rough, you should know that every time you go down, there will be an upside. And another quote that is familiar to this one is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Not necessarily physically, because you might have a car crash and lose a leg. You are not stronger, but you are emotionally stronger. And you improve yourself mentally, and you overcome. Improvise, adapt, overcome. In the end, thank you all for your attention. And I would like to say more, but you probably heard 1,000 presentations exactly like mine, and probably 990, and 9 of them are better than mine.
Bogic Anastasia, and then Bejanaru Serena.
As we all know, a storm doesn't mean just a strong wind, a lot of clouds, or cold drops of rain. We can also call a storm something that brings us here, rescue, everything that disturbs us. The starting point of a storm can be a thought, a memory, a danger, or a feeling. What we can learn from life and what we can learn from this is that these forms of feeling don't come to get us down. They just make us more powerful. For example, the Odyssey presents a particular Ulysses who passes through many storms or challenges in order to better understand himself. This story gives me a little hope because I must make a confession now. Fear is my biggest enemy. I'm afraid because I don't know myself. This fear of mine appeared at first as a simple doubt. But then it grew and grew until it took hold of me completely. A long time has passed, long, dark, and cold hours, and I can't stop thinking about one thing, and I can't help asking myself the same question over and over again. Who am I? I am at this age, and I don't even know who I am. I have decided to analyze myself in the further sequence, but where can I search and where can I start? Once, I wasted an entire day searching deep in my soul, but I found just one thing about myself, that my soul in this moment is completely different friends from my soul an hour ago. There are a lot of emotions, and each of them believes that it is more important than the others. I'm changing from one mood to another, and there are a lot of passing actions. Sometimes I don't even recognize myself in my words or in my actions. If I know myself better, I will be more self-confident, and I respect my life will more centered. Another time, I started to search for my roots, my innermost emotions. Something original, fantastic, surprising. I searched and I searched, but I didn't find it. More than that, the feeling of apprehension has amplified. Then, I asked myself, what if my life ends unexpectedly while I'm searching for myself? What if I don't have enough time to meet the simple pleasure of life, such a cheerful song, or one smile, a magnificent sunrise, or a great love? What do you think? Isn't it a better idea to make my own wings and learn how to fly? Why are you looking at me like that? Yes, wings. I know. Right now, my wings are so little, I should say, but I'm sure that they will grow, and finally, I'll be able to fly, to make my own decisions, and to live my life. The flight for myself won't be just a dream. The clouds of fear will disappear, and the sun will shine after the storm. In life, storms may come anytime and from anywhere, but even at the beginning you think that they appear in your life to make your life harder, you're wrong. They come just to show you the right way. They come for you to grow. Thank you.
Penjanaru Serena, and then Pantaziu Iulia.
Reading more about the book, Kafka on the Shore, I found the whole paragraph. Sometimes fate is like a small sandstorm that keeps changing direction. You change direction, but the sandstorm chases you. You turn again, but the storm rejects. Over and over you play this out like some ominous dance with the death, just before dawn. Why? Because this storm isn't something that blew in from far away, something that has nothing to do with you. This storm is you. The storm inside of you. So all you can do is give in to it. Step right inside the storm, closing your eyes and plugging up your ears so the sand doesn't get you. And walk through it, step by step. There's no sun there, no moon, no direction, no sense of time. Just fine white sand swirling up into the sky like a hovering boat. That's the kind of sandstorm we need to imagine. And we really will have to make it to the violent, metaphysical, symbolic storm, no matter how metaphysical or symbolic it might be. Make no mistake about it, it will cut through flesh like a razor blades. People will bleed there, and you will bleed through hot red blood. You'll catch the blood in your hands, your own blood, and the blood of others. And once you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure in fact whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain, when you came out of the storm, you won't be the same person for long. That's what the storm is all about. So, how I've also thought in the beginning, the storm is about me, and about all my feelings and emotions, and about all the good times and bad times I can think of. And I think that we go to sleep, we dream about this perfect life, and then we wake up in the real world, and we are forced to face it, the real world. So, for me, my storm is quite typical. It's not something out of ordinary, unlike any little teenager who just wants to make as many friends as possible. who just wants to learn and find her passion. So, and if you look around, you'll say the same thing about all teenagers, but everyone has their own story, everyone has their own battle they have to fight every day. The storm is a mix of feelings, of powerful thunder that scares us. The way we deal with them is what makes us more powerful, courageous, and mature. In the book, the main character runs away from home. This is her story. And in the final, we see a major change. We see how she becomes more mature and she learns to fight for what she wants. This is the purpose of the storm, and to teach us and to make us a better person than we were yesterday. And we cannot ignore the storm. We have to step in and make it. I didn't have such a storm yet, but I think that we have to remember two things. One, that we are vulnerable, and the only thing we can think is that we have to believe in ourselves, and we were not created to feel guilty or unworthy or defeated. We were created to be victorious.
Pantaziu Iulia, and then Prelipceanu Ilinca.
Open the windows! Can't you see I'm suffocating in here? Couldn't you find another dress? This one is awful. I'm so sick of you. You cannot do anything. Why are you called servants if you don't tell me at all? Today, my Uncle Marcos is visiting us, so I have to look great. Ezra, come on. Move. I used to live a wonderful life. With all the things that I wanted. I was always elegant and I wasn't leaving my room until I looked perfect, so that everyone liked me and admired me. But my life changed suddenly when my Uncle Marcos decided to visit us. I've always thought that Uncle Marcos is difficult, cold, and sometimes scary, but that day he seemed happy. He said hello to everyone, then he started talking to my father. At one point, I heard him say, "Yeah, that was an interesting person. Do you remember when he gave you 3/4 of the kingdom and he forgot about me? I wish he could be here, so he can see this." In a swift motion, he took out a knife and he thrust it into that chest. Marcus army stormed into the castle ready to take more lives. The last thing I remember is running into the forest to save my life. And I had been running and running and running until I felt safe. Then I stopped. I sat on the ground and I started crying. A man saw me and he approached me. He asked me if I'm okay. I told him that I'm not and I don't know where I will be sleeping tonight. With a kind smile, he told me that his house was close to another person. On the way home, I found out that his name was Daniel. When I saw his house, I was afraid my son died. He was living with his grandmother, who he called Granny, and they were very poor. When I met Granny, she seemed such a sweet person. It's just that she was looking so weakened and her eyes were hiding sadness. She brightened when she saw me. She didn't accept any new people. Daniel and Granny let me stay in their house, but I had to work. I had to feed the animals, I had to clean everywhere, I had to cook. At first, it was very hard because I hadn't done anything like that before. There were other people who did that for me. But after a few months, I started to be used to it. And I got very close to Daniel and Greg. One day I asked Granny, why did Daniel go to the city twice a week? She hesitated at first, but then after a few minutes, she told me that She had a disease that would kill her if it wasn't treated. So Daniel went to the city to buy the medicine. I was so sad when I heard that, and I promised to help Granny as much as I could. That's why, when Daniel was busy helping a neighbor, I decided to go to the city to buy the medicine myself. The road has took quite a long time, but it was worth it if I wanted to help Granny. I bought the medicine and I went home as soon as I could. I froze when I saw that the house was on fire. Granny tried to ignite the fire, but she fell and the fire was all over the place. I ran desperately in the house, searching for Granny, and I found her lying on the floor. While I was trying to raise her up, the flames reached the skin on my neck. I managed to get her out of the house, but unfortunately she didn't make it. I am heartbroken. The effects of the flame can be felt in my heart and on my skin too. Some time ago, people looked at me with admiration. Now they are laughing at me, pointing at me because of my birth. Now I know that what really matters in life is not the way you look, if you are perfect. It matters that you have the people that you love and care about by your side. Thank you.
Milika and then Panic Andrei.
Hello everyone, my name is Katie. I am 11 years old and I know I am very shy, but I really want to tell you my story because it affected me a lot. So I grew in a normal family, normal things, normal friends, everything was so beautiful. My mom always saw me like a little butterfly in the sky. And I was always scared because my parents, they always talk, but not in a good way. They screamed at each other and I never knew why. And one day they just fought, like really, really bad. And it scared me. It scared me really bad because after that my dad left and I've never seen him since then. I never knew why. I still don't know why. It's been a year or something like that. Nothing has been the same. It all changed. My mom was always sad. My friends, they couldn't look at me. And I never understood why. Why can't you look at me? And my mom told me he doesn't want to see me anymore. And I just froze. I didn't know he really intended to leave me like that. And the storm shocked me really bad. I didn't know what to do. I was a child. I'm still a child, and I didn't know what to do yet. I just stayed there and didn't do anything. I couldn't bring him back. I couldn't make my mom happy again. I couldn't bring my friends back. They didn't want me. None of them wanted me. And I can make that back. I can go back to that. And I just want to tell you, enjoy everything life gives you because you can bring them back. Once they're gone, you just can't. And I know because I can bring them back as much as I wanted. And in conclusion, I realized my mom, when she told me I'm like a butterfly, I found out about the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect is that a little thing that is going to happen today can affect me and anyone else in like a month. Maybe a tornado come. And the little fight they had affected me too much. I just want
you to enjoy everything your life has given you. And don't have regrets, because after all, you wanted that. And that's all I wanted you to know about me. Thank you.
Comaniciu Andrei. Comanici Andrei.
Hello everyone, I'm George White and I'm a prosecutor. I took this job because of the money. I grew up in poverty and I'm sick of it. Near the end of my second year in law school, I got an internship at the Company Municipal Court. I knew that the city of Compton has a high criminality rate. But anyway, I don't know. But everything changed. My career changed. And at that moment, I thought I have to do something. When I saw the auditorium of people. Over the course of my internship, I began to recognize everyone in the auditorium. Not because they were criminal masterminds, but because they were people who came to us for help. They were getting out without any of it. In my last year, I defended some people accused of small street crimes, mostly mentally ill, homeless, or even drug addicts. Although, because of the unfairness, I decided to be a defender. One day, everything changed when a young man called Lamar came to the police station. You may wonder why. He was arrested for carjacking. He stole and sold 5 cars. For money, obviously, but why? He wanted to become a doctor, but his family was too poor to send him to med school. So he committed a felony. I heard his story. I was impressed. I thought I could release him. That was a huge risk. But I took the test anyway. I believed in him. And 15 years later, I got to the hospital. Because I was badly injured. A gang leader decided to take his revenge on me because I sent his cousin to jail. I woke up in a hospital bed and the doctor came. I didn't know what to say. He's the one who saved me. Although he seemed familiar. Then he explained everything to me. He recognized my name from the medical report. Then we started to discuss, and he told me the story of his life. I was so happy to see that his dream came true. His story is one that should be an example for anyone who has a hard time in life. Because when you find yourself in dark places, you must go through every challenge that this life has to offer you.
We'll take a very short break for the members of the jury to decide and to change. And then we'll continue with the 11th and the 12th grades. The contestants for the 11th and the 12th grades are Piukovic Karadag Selma, Orzața Andrei, Divisa Sara Naomi, Guranda Maria, Moldovan Alexandra, Burcă Roxana, Gal Paula, and Ursu Alexandru. We wish them good luck, and I'd like to invite Selma to present her monologue.
Okay, so when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what the storm's about. I don't like this quote, because using a storm as a metaphor to imply change is just... storms are big and they're scary, and more often than not, if there's a storm going on outside, you'd much rather be in your bed, nestled up with a book or a TV show. People don't usually just throw themselves willingly in the middle of a storm and hope for the best. When you're in a storm, you're soaked to the bone, you're shivering, you won't be thinking about the long-term consequences. You won't be thinking, man, I hope I will become stronger or wiser. No, you're just hoping not to get struck by lightning. Implying that such a catastrophe has the purpose of making you change who you are, it's not only ridiculous, it's degrading to the multitude of ways people can change in in the beautiful directions they should grow in, so that they will be eventually prepared to face life's storms, earthquakes, and even alien invasions. See, storms are inevitable. Storms will always happen at some point, and they will always leave damage. But we're not going through life so we can get to the storms. Actually, we are, but in a way that life is supposed to teach us, through all the little changes that are going to inevitably happen, how to face a storm in a safe way, in a way that's as healthy as it can be. Now, think of a city. If there's this huge downpour with lightning strikes and killer winds, depending on how that city has been prepared, how the buildings were shaped and built and evaluated by the specialists, well then the damage might be lighter or stronger depending on all of that. Now, you don't want the damage to be so bad it will completely destroy who you were. Because after that, I promise you, you will not be the same person who walked in. Now, that's usually not a good thing. See, when we think of change, nowadays we usually forget that what we really want is to better ourselves, to develop. When we think of change, we're not thinking of a completely new leaf, we're just thinking of how to write the following chapter in a better way. So that means that through this storm, that means that the storm is just one of the elements that you have to prepare for, not that will prepare you for the rest. Okay, so I really, really don't like this book. I think that it's not just that it doesn't really inspire, it kind of doesn't really tell you anything. So let me leave you with something else. You have to change so that you can stay the same. Because truly, change isn't scary because we're scared of actually what's different. It's scary because we think that we might lose our identities. We might lose that thing inside of us, that spark, and then when it's vanished, we don't know how or where to look for it. So you have to take care of your identity, of yourself, and you really have to anchor yourself so that you won't lose all of that. So if that means sometimes just completely ignoring the storm and staying at home, that's okay. This change, big or small, is scary. And so before you go out into that stupid storm, just eat a hefty breakfast, make sure you get all the strength you need. You put on warm clothing and fluffy socks so they make you feel nice. That cool pair of boots that kind of empowers you, even though it might sound silly to other people. And please, don't forget your raincoat. Thank you.
Orzață, Andrei, and then Divisa, Sara, Naomi.
Can you start? Schimați una rădătură. Hello to the jury. I want to start talking about strong emotions, that kind that only people give. Because in my blue life of a high school boy, I always feel bored with my life and feel like nothing is just nothing but a cycle of repentance and repentance. So when I talk about strong emotions, I feel emotional as well. And the kind that interests me are emotions that stick, because I observed that if you talk about good emotions, they don't tend to stick. And if you talk about trauma or bad emotions, they transform you and you're not the same person again. So the emotion I want to talk about is emotional codependency. Emotional codependency is the worst thing that can happen to a human being. It's like walking into a nightmare without knowing it gets worse. Thanks. Because when you're emotionally codependent, part of your personality erodes. Any other form of trauma just transforms. It's comparable to addiction to drugs, but drugs is emotional. And we all know that emotional drugs wear off much, much slower.
There was a time I was emotionally codependent. It was the worst time of my life. Because I was with a girl I loved so much, because I was lonely. It's very, very lonely. And I felt like I just found the jackpot. I was emotionally codependent because I was lonely, and she was emotionally codependent because she wanted attention. And I gave it to her in much bigger chunks than any other boy would give. And that just destroyed me little by little by little by until I no longer recognize myself, but I can still feel it. Trapped in emotional cycles, all the places I've been with her got destroyed. Every restaurant, park, cinema just reminded me of the fact that I was living a terrible life. And I may never visit them again, which is hard because I visit Russia all the time. And I just wanted to share my experience because I want to tell to the world that don't fall in love because you're lonely. Please, don't fall in love with people that come into your life and ruin you. Don't fall in love with people that leave blood all over the yoke, metaphorical blood, not actually real human blood. There was a time I was with this girl and we were talking about what animal we are, and then comes the question, if I was a donkey, you would still love me? And I said, yeah, as a pet. And she flipped the switch from mildly pleasurable to extremely angry and kicked me out of the house and in the jaw and in the stomach because I told her I love her as a pet, and I still don't know how to wrap my head around that situation, but that's okay. Was that weird? Was that weird that I wouldn't like her as a donkey, but as a pet? If she wanted me to have sex with her, like if she was a donkey, because I don't get it. Anyway, that story was about the fact that I'm just very, very, very down, and I hope I never get emotionally attached again. I'm also thermoplastic. I forgot to mention. Thanks.
Divisa Sara Naomi is invited to come to the front, and Curanda Maria shall prepare herself.
Songs, right? Let's think about them for a second. Lightning and thunder and the rain that pours so heavily, so angrily it seems it wants to tear everything around you. There's the wind that howls into your ears. These are the first things you think about when you say storm. But what if I tell you that not all storms are violent? What if I tell you that not all storms are loud? Today I want to tell you about a type of storms that I call silent. And of course it sounds weird. How can a storm be silent? It begins like this. As most of human problems starts with an emptiness. And then you begin to lie to yourself. You start to force a smile, or sometimes else you say to yourself, I didn't even care in the first place. Then you start to fill this void with lies and more lies, and somehow actually make yourself believe that you are in fact fine, and that there wasn't any void before there. Okay. There wasn't any void there. So, this is how
a silent storm forms in the first place. Then you take the storm and put it in the back of your mind. You try to ignore it completely. And you build it a home and let it grow there somewhere, far from anything you know right now. You don't let it be visible to the world. But the thing with storms is they never keep still, right? They keep growing and growing. And even though you're not very conscious of it, it is still there. So one day you wake up, you go to the mirror, and the person staring back at you is unrecognizable. And you look at your hands, and they're not the same hands you knew. And your eyes aren't really the eyes you remember. Because the storm that you keep in the back of your head changes you unconsciously. And this is really what the power of a silent storm stands in. It makes you ignore everything that's going on in your head. And one day you lose your identity, you don't remember who you really are, and you become someone unrecognizable. The only way to come out of a silent storm is to actually confront it. The only way to come out of a storm is to actually go through it. So let it engulf you and willingly let yourself be changed by it. The only thing I want to say now is that if you, in moments of silence, if you feel wind whispering in your ear that something isn't all right, don't ignore it. Look at it in the face and confront it. And if you need to, go through that storm. Because change is inevitable, but the fear of confronting a storm is the one that actually brings you down.
Guranda Maria and Moldovan Alexandra, please prepare yourself.
Storms. Such weird things, these storms. You know, most people feel them like they're some part of the unknown or something. I'm pretty sure you've heard at least once one desperate mother screaming for her child, "Come home quickly! There's a storm coming outside!" Well, that's because she knows what storms are really about. Some of us prefer to stay in front of our windows and watch it as it goes through our town. And it rains, and it pours. It rains, it pours, it rains, it pours, it rains, it pours, and it seems like it's never gonna stop. Running, running, running. Minutes, hours, days, weeks, and then the chaos ends. And although most people think that all is left behind with floods or disaster, I can assure you at the end of the day, it is nothing like that. Instead, flowers bloom more beautifully than they ever did before, the sun shines brighter, and there's even a rainbow left behind the clouds for the kids who still chase the goblins' treasure. These are the storms that we like to watch from our window. And then there are those storms too, which go right through our souls. This reminds me of a story of just another pretty waitress dressed in pink who used to sell food at the local diner. I'm pretty sure you all know her. I mean, she sits there every single day, leaning on a counter while chewing some gum and talking to herself with a Texan accent. "I hate my life and I hate this job." Yeah, well, one day the diner just goes bankrupt and she has no job to complain about. And she cries. She cries with her tears running down her cheeks like the raindrops streaming down your window. And she feels like she's drowning in this never-ending storm. That's
how she actually learned to cherish all the things that she had, but it was too late. Never mind, actually, don't worry too much about her, because one day she just got another job, found a rich husband, got married, and then lived happily ever after. Well, I have to admit, it didn't really suit me, but what I really, really want to say is that storms are everywhere, no matter how hard we try to avoid them. That's why we laugh and we cry, we win and sometimes we lose. We learn, and we ourselves are the ones who can sometimes teach a lesson. But only one thing is certain. There's no way of getting out of the storm the same way you went in. But that doesn't always mean that storms are bad things. Thank you.
Moldovan Alexandra, and then Burka Roxana.
Hi there. I wasn't expecting so many people to be here. You see, I hope you'll be just a small group of persons because I cannot talk to so many. I actually do good in front of small groups consisting of a few friends, which I don't have, so I guess I just don't do good. So, I'm here to tell you about how I tried to commit suicide. I've always felt a tremendous distance between me and everyone around and everything around, and a strong lack of connection with reality. And I was taking it very seriously. At first, I thought it might be just inside my head, but then I found out that half of my high school was mocking me. They called me how they wanted, lunatic, freak, emo, and they were laughing so hard, like it was a joke. Maybe it was. I tried telling this to my parents, but they didn't know what to say. Only just a phase, and eventually they would stop. But they didn't. My few friends were always very busy or seemed to be too careless to be bothered with such problems. And that's how I realized how lonely I was. It's not like I didn't have someone to tell the word oppressing me, but I didn't even know how to say it. And that's how I got into asking myself, why are they like this? The truth is, I don't even know how else to be. And maybe I shouldn't even have been at all. I found a guy in my grandpa's house. How fascinating was it that it was the only thing I connected with. It happened very fast. I took the gun, and for a couple of seconds I felt like I was holding my life in my hands. Well, I can always tell me, but now it felt different. I never felt powerful. I started focusing while memories of my life were coming in front of my eyes, like I was watching 6, 7 TVs at the same time. Oh, look, my 60th anniversary. That was nice. And an image of me crying in the bathroom of my high school. But right next to that was the first concert I've ever been to. Oh, and my favorite band singing. Oh, I hear music. I see poetry. Dances, pieces of art, all the simple things that were helping me get through the day. I even saw my cat, and like all of a sudden, I was balancing the good and bad, floating around me like I was in a time tube or a storm. Yes, a time storm. And I was floating through light. Why did I want to pull the trigger? After that, I discovered a new form of living. Put it out, child. You haven't consumed half of your life, said the voice to me. I found my notebook on the sense situation. I was a walking diagram. Everything was math. And now I can connect to anything because I was giving it a meaning. And I was pleased with it. And now I was doing good. Thank you.
Burcă Roxana, and then Gal Paula.
When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what the storm is all about. For some of you, probably the storm should represent something big or matter of life and death, or a very difficult problem someone had to get through, and that has for sure changed the way they see life, the way they act, or the way they speak. But for me, it's more than that. I consider that every little moment in somebody's life can represent a storm. It only depends on the way you look at it. Let me tell you a story that maybe will change your opinion about this story. It all began when I was 9 years old. Maybe, oh, she was just a kid, it's not that important. But for me, it really was. That happened when I went to my first dance training camp, and it's obvious that kids, especially at an early age, don't like being away from their parents. And I would like to ask you how many of you have felt that before? And that really frightened me, and the first 2 days that I went there were that kind of bad experience that made me think of quitting dancing because I thought that I would never be able to do something like this. All the beautiful parts, such as the fun activities we used to do in the morning in order to warm up before our dance classes, the walks in the city we used to do in the afternoon, and we sometimes bought candies, or the parties in the evening when we would just dance, they were all covered in this feeling of fear I just couldn't get through. Not even the big amount of dance classes we had to attend, and some of them were really tiring, wouldn't scare me. But thanks to my dance teacher that was not that impressed by my fear because he had probably been through that before, I managed to realize that my desire to dance was by far much more important than the problem I thought I had. And I realized that I like everything that is happening in that world of dancing. Not that maybe my storm wasn't that significant, and some of you have already been through it, but it really changed me and made me the person I am today, a person who loves dancing, a person who gets to anything just to get to her dance classes, a person who is not able to see her life without dance.
Paula, and the last but not least, Ursu Alexandru.
Stole my phone, what would you do? I guess you'd probably call the police to teach him a lesson, like at least hope that he wouldn't do that again. But you see, our society is contextual, so let's try and see what's going on with this guy. Hey, please stop. Come on, please, I have 300 euros for you, okay? Okay, so I got him. He's coming back. You see, I'm going to give you 350 euro. You could just hold on for a moment. Is your life so hard that you have to do this? Do you have to steal my phone? Do you have to violate the inner sense of who you are and do this for the rest of your life? You see, you might not get it right now, but we have to see things beyond this image and to understand him. He is just like everyone else in this room. He's loved by someone. And he does love someone. Come on, we all have a crush, right? At least that. So, you see, I'm not much greater than he is. And we should really try and see that before laying our hands on him and putting the handcuffs and sending him to the police, to the station. And what's going to happen? We lost the sense of the beginning of the story. We wanted to place these people inside a cage and to somehow figure out a way that they could understand and learn the lessons. But we oftentimes never do that. Okay, so guess what? I'm going to double it for you. We go right now to the ATM. I'm going to give you 700 euro if you just promise me that you never do that again. this is so tricky, right? I mean, you never know if he's gonna do that again or not. But I was in a restaurant and everyone else saw me. I think I made an impact for at least some people who would at least try to talk to someone to make them realize what this is all about. Because I know he's caught up in this game of always stealing, never understanding that he's so broken inside because of that. This is not how we were made to do such things which break the inside of ourselves. And you see, this storm that he has, if he understands, because I wrote a question, right, inside his mind by doing this. So probably he'll never do that again. And even if not, I told you I made an impact. And let's just try to do that at least once in our life. Maybe the storm for him is ended forever. He won't be in the same chaos he was before. Thank you.
And Alexandru, you are invited to present the last monologue for today. Good luck.
So, I wanted to tell you a story. That's one of my favorite stories. I heard it from a guy, and this story is about a man. A man who was walking down a path and finds an eagle's egg. He takes it, he brought it back home, he put it in a chicken nest. Then the egg hatches, and the eagle grows up with the chickens. So what he does whatever the chickens do. He would walk around in the dirt. He would fly up in the sky for 2 or 3 meters and then go back to the ground. So one day this eagle grew very, very old. And he saw something about him. This thing glided gracefully above between the clouds and above the sky. And he asked, "What's that?" And one chicken responded, "That's an eagle. He's the king of all birds. But don't worry about him, we'll never be that, because we're just chickens, we belong to the ground." So that is why that eagle died believing he was a chicken, because that's what he did. He believed he was a chicken, he never grew up to be an eagle. So I wanted to ask you, when we will show some character. The word character is a bit funny because you see, character actually means the ability to carry out a resolution long after the excitement of the moment has passed. So you say you wanna go to the gym for 2 weeks and then quit. You say you wanna have a new job, you work hard for it, but after some time you will quit again. So that's the problem, you see. I'm not religious, but I'm taking to church right now because you see, the word sin comes from the Greek word sin we use in archery. So it actually means to miss your mark. The greatest sin in life that a man can do is to miss his mark. So I'm gonna ask you again a question. Why are we all chickens? Why are we not trying to hit our marks? Because you see, one pilot actually told me once that a plane actually breaks down easier if it stays on the ground than if it actually flies and faces a storm. That a storm doesn't break you, or doesn't break that plane that easy, that just the plane staying on the ground. And at the end, I will tell you a story that you probably heard of. It's the story of Icarus. So for those who don't remember, Icarus was this guy who had the wings made out of wax, and he wanted to fly, but go too far up because someone was gonna tell his things. And what did he do? His arrogance got too high up in the sky, and then he went down and to the ground and crashed. So, but that's not the full story. You see, the full story says also that his dad warned him not to fly too low because the water in the sea will take him down and he will drown. So many of us know not to be too arrogant, but at least some of us. But we should know not to be too humble either. So we should face that storm. We should be eagles instead of chickens because that's what we were made to be. And just live our lives and be happy. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the end of today's contest. We'll be expecting you tomorrow at the same time, 12 o'clock. The monologues for the lower secondary school. Have a nice day.